Guys, it's your girl Moji Ogum, and today's video is going to be a different kind of video I've actually never ever done on my channel before. And this is like a college 101, my first experience at college, my first year at college, blah 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 blah. So basically I'm going to be answering questions and also just telling you guys about my experience. And I'm going to make this a series as well. It's going to go under my college preparation playlist, but it's just gonna be like the ins and outs of colleges, uncut, raw, everything. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this video. This morning, I sent out a snap to some of my younger peers that I know that are off to college or off to tech school or just, you know, vocational school, whatever you might call it. And I was just like, okay, so ask any questions you have about college and I will answer it on my video. No names will be disclosed, by the way. So the first question we have, should I be a stripper? I don't know what kind of friends I have. So after should I be a stripper? No. Go to school. The next question is, would staying in a dorm be better than commuting? Honestly, I would say staying in a dorm is better than commuting, just because, at least from my experience, I could go to the library at 2 a.m. in the morning and walk back to my dorm, you know, like within a 10-minute time frame. But people that commute, they have to leave the library at 2 a.m, drive home, gotta be back on campus if they have an 8 a.m. class, 9 a.m. class. Just take advantage of living on campus because the resources you need are right there. For instance, like say you need help with your homework and your friend lives across the hall. If you live in an apartment, it might not be that easy. So personally for me, I would say living on campus, at least your first and second year, is advisable. Workload in comparison to high school. If high school prepared you for college, student life, extracurricular clubs, parties, and friends. So it's 3 questions in one. The first question is the workload in comparison to college. A backstory. My first semester I got a 2.7. Backstory. So I came from Prince George's County, Maryland. Our educational system, we are claimed to be one of the richest black communities in America. But just because we are the richest black community doesn't mean we are the richest. There are people that are ahead of us in Arundel, Howard County, Montgomery County, so on and so forth. So I will honestly say, if I have a child, they are going to private school in Prince George's County because I don't feel like I was properly prepared. When I got to college, you know, I thought everything was easy, cool. I could just go to a party, come home, study. I don't even know what studying was for real. And then go ace the test, right? Right. It was not that simple. Biology, I got a C+. A full credit class, I got a C+. So that was already detrimental to my GPA. So advice is just like, don't come to college thinking you can party and have a 4.0 off the back, especially if you come from a place where you're not used to studying, you're not used to reading ahead on your own, despite what your parents might tell you to do. It's hard. Like it's different. Like you could have to read, like you could be assigned a chapter before each class period. Okay, to some people that might not be a lot, but for someone that doesn't like reading or doesn't know how to read, not literally, but you know, they don't really have the comprehension skills, reading like 30 pages before a class period that meets twice or 3 times a week is a lot, despite the fact that you actually have other work to do. So I honestly would say college work is harder, but you start to learn how to adapt and finesse. So yeah, did high school prepare you for student life, like extracurricular party friends? High school, I used to go to parties once in a while. We had like pasta pastas or like kind of like functions. I never been to go-go's, that was past my time. But college parties are kind of like pasta pastas or functions, and in a sort of way it's just the same music, same kind of thing, just older people. And when somebody told me that before I got to college, I really didn't believe it until I got to college and I saw that it was the same music, same people, just older. So that's that. Extracurricular activities taught you how to balance things. But just being a student with 15 credit course load, 19 credit, it's a lot. It feels like you're playing a sport, but you're not. So imagine those that are actually playing sports and everything, but you learn just to balance somehow. Don't think because you played football all 4 years of high school that you can come to college, party, do club sports, and pass. The Lord is your shepherd. What are some of the key things that you take away from orientation? Okay, so the key things that you take away from orientation is that, I'm trying to think, did I even have an orientation? Okay, so for orientation, we met with our advisors. So key number one that you take away is that you learn how to read your schedule. You learn the abbreviations for Monday, Wednesday, blah blah blah, like Monday through Friday. You learn the buildings. That's kind of really it. Like you meet your advisor. You kind of get introduced to people. You kind of get introduced to people like in your community, like on your floor. And that's really it. For me, honestly, orientation was pointless. We had this one big ceremony convocation where we met the president. We met like the important people of the school. And if you ask me president's name, I'll just let you know that that stuff was pointless. What are some things you would tell an incoming freshman that you wish someone had told you? Okay, something I would tell to an incoming freshman that I wish that was told to me was, you don't have to go to every party. And I say that because, as a freshman, you're not really yourself. It's kind of like when you first went into high school, from middle school, you weren't really yourself. You try to meet friends, you try to do what they're doing, stuff like that. So just think about that, but in a more grown sense. You go to college, you don't know anyone. The most you might know, maybe, is 5. At least for me, I only knew one other person besides my roommate. So it was like, I would want to go to parties to meet people. I would want to go to parties to have fun. I would want to go to, I've actually never been to a club, for like a club, I digress. But you want to do those things so you can interact with people because that's what people are doing. But it gets to the point where you realize all the parties are the same. All the outings are the same. You don't have to go to all of them. You can actually stay in and kick it with your friends and have fun. Or you can actually study or do some homework at least. Like, you don't have to go to every party. And you don't have to be with the in crowd. You can meet people through clubs. I am currently the public relations co-chair for my African Diaspora Club, ASA, and African Student Association, if you don't know what that is. And it's like, through that, I met 5 of my closest friends that I associate with now. I didn't meet them through parties. I met them through that. So it's like, you don't got to go to parties to meet people. Also, depending on what school you go to, if you have a meal plan, don't give out your meals until the last day. Transitioning from high school to college, what are some things you've noticed that has changed? Is it as hard as people say? Okay, it's 2 questions. How do you feel about your first year in college? So, is it transitioning from high school to college? I already kind of answered that in the beginning. But honestly, for me, it was hard because I was never, in high school, you can finesse. You don't really get homework for, you don't really get reading assignments. Even if you do, you could read those 2 pages you was assigned before class and everything will be fine. But college, when your professor gives you a week to read half a book, when you first get it, you're like, all right, cool, that's cool. Don't forget that's 1 class. You still got 4 other classes, sometimes 5. And you still got to read for them classes. And you still got to breathe. You still got to take a shower. You still got to eat. You still got to sleep. It's hard. It's hard. But then you realize sleep is not important. And then you can accomplish all things that come to you in college. Yeah? It's not as hard once you get used to it, by the way. And how do I feel about my first year? Like I said, I got a 2.7 my first semester. I was down. I was upset. One of my friends, my very, very close friends, told me, it's alright, you got next semester. And I got a 3.4. And I checked that. I'm not dumb. I just made dumb decisions. Okay. How do you balance partying with your studies? Oh my God, always gotta ask me about partying. Basically, this semester I limited to at least 2 parties in a weekend. Oh, rather, max 2 parties per weekend. So that means Friday, Saturday, I could party. Friday, after I have classes, I understand. Saturday, before I go to a party, I complete my assignment. Sunday, I do my work. Sometimes I only go to 1 party a weekend. The other days are for homework. Sometimes I don't go to any parties at all. Sometimes I might go to kickback, come back, do some homework that's due at 11:59. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You just gotta time management. But this is not the way that they intended time management to be. So before I go to a party, I will complete an 11:59 assignment, go to a party, come back, next day do the same thing, and then we are in business there. Okay, you gotta learn how to finesse. Okay, so the next question was the do's and don'ts of college. I would say the do's are make friends, but don't think that every friend you make is going to be your best of friend or you guys are gonna stay friends, because it's inevitable. People grow out of each other. Like my group of friends the first semester were not the group of friends toward the end of the semester / second semester. And that's okay, because like I said, you grow out of people. You realize that you became friends with them solely because, you know, they were the first people that you saw. That's just not necessarily because you like OC live with them. Granted, some cases are different. You could be friends with people that you met in the beginning of college all the way through the end. But don't have that expectation, and don't go looking for no relationships thinking that any guy that tries to talk to you is going to be your husband, because sometimes college relationships don't work, or sometimes they don't lead to marriage. So just be open if that's your cup of tea. If not, just go there, get your work done, and that's it. So those are my 2 advices, kinda. Also, be open to join clubs, be open to try new things, but don't try nothing that's gonna put you in danger. How can you get a 3 or 5? It's better to take them all the same month or not. I don't know what that person means. I don't know if they're talking about like AP exams. Because if you ask me about that, I scored a 1 and a 2. So I'm not the one to ask if you want to know how to score advanced on your AP exam. How many classes are you supposed to take in one school year? What are some ways you can get expelled? How do the colleges feel about parties and stuff? Do they say about what happens in the dorm or not? Do all colleges separate their rooms so that females and males are divided, or is it possible to bend the rule? I honestly forgot. We're going to try to answer these real quick. How many classes? So if you take 5, one semester, 5 another, that's 10 classes in one academic year. What are some ways to get expelled? Fighting on campus leading to death, getting caught for paraphernalia as in weed, etc. And yeah. How do colleges feel about parties? They actually have no say. No matter how defensive a college tries to be, they really have no say, because you are an adult. Excuse me. Do colleges separate their dorms male and female, and it's possible to bend the rules? So at my school, we have co-ed dorms all over campus. There's not divided male and female. So males can be on the same floor as females, but they can't necessarily share the same bathroom, or share the same room. It's not a possible way to bend the rules, but at my school, like I said, we could sign in guests. So a female could sign in a male. And I know some of my friends that go to a school that has non-co-ed dorms. It's all girls. You can't bend the rules. Guests have to be out by a certain time, boy or girl. So for us at my school, we don't have to have people out by a certain time. They can spend the night as long as they want to, whenever they want to. But at certain schools, you gotta apply for friends, not apply, but like request for friends to come in. What are some mistakes I have made? Maybe some mistakes I have made, I haven't really made any mistakes that are like OC, but partied too much first semester. Thought I had to be friends with everybody. It's okay to know everybody, but you don't necessarily have to be their friend. And some misconceptions is a misconception is the word friend. People think that, for me, friends are different. I have associates, friends, and close friends. You know, I have associates that say, hey, what's up, to friends that I might stop, have conversation with, and close friends that if I need to spill tea, I will call you at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. Other people don't have that differentiation. It's either friend or close friends. So it depends to you. That's one mistake I made at first, thinking that everybody was my friend or I owed everybody something, when you actually don't owe anybody anything. So yeah, that's the only mistake I really made. And thinking stuff was sweet, thinking that I could just study the day before an exam and get an A, because trying to study a whole unit in a weekend is not gonna work. On a level 1 to 10, 1 being bad, how stressful was it? I'm guessing she's asking about like how stressful college was. And I would say my first semester, I would say I was stressed like a 7. just because I didn't really know the ins and outs, how to study and all of that. But this semester I wasn't really stressed at all. Like this is actually a chill semester. I would say I was just stressed like 5, maybe because I turned in an assignment a minute late and I had to think about a lot, or I forgot that I had an assignment due, or stuff like that. Nothing serious. First semester was like, oh my god, I have this exam next week, I haven't studied. This semester was like, oh dang, I forgot to turn in that lab. Alright. Oh, sorry, something that I regret was when I got caught, or almost got caught for plagiarism. Y'all, if you're gonna ask your friends for answers, change the answers. I'm not even gonna fake this is wrong, uncut. Change the answers, because that can get you expelled as well. To the teacher's discretion, of course. You know, like some people might say, oh, you had a 2.7, you had 3.4, that's nothing really. But to me, someone that has gone from a 2.7 to a 3.4 GPA, I am proud of myself. I will take myself out to eat. I'm taking myself on a lunch date. I'm taking myself out to Ulta because I know the work that I put in to get that. So don't let nobody tear you down, even though it's hard. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise, because you deserve the world. And no matter how long it takes you to get there, or the steps you take, commend yourself each way. So any questions, leave them down below. Just before I get asked these questions, I go to Towson University. I don't care to tell you what school I go to. It's a huge school, 23,000 people. It's whatever. I am a healthcare management major with a minor in IT and business administration. IT stands for information technology. I am 19 years old. My birthday was May 22nd. And yeah, if there's any other questions, leave them down below. I will be adding to this series things that help me get it above a 3.0. You know, just anything. Like if you have any college related like stuff, you could text me if you have my number, email me down below, mention me on social media. And yeah, I feel like I'm rapping, but yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video. Tune in for much more, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.